keys, if the keys were found in Dave's toolbox, but also in the furnace, this could mean somebody took the keys and planted them in the furnace. But on the other hand, it could also mean that Dave just had more than one set of keys.
He could have had work keys and home keys.
He could, yeah.
Which would, again, give more credence to the fact that he was totally comfortable just leaving his, 3 work keys around instead of saying, yeah, he left his house key and his, storage unit key and his car key. He just, left sitting in that room. He had his personal keys with him, so it didn't really matter as much if they got stolen.
Yeah, he would not be the first person that had more than one set of keys.
No, sure.
Yeah. But I have a hard time understanding why anybody would drop the keys if they murdered him, whether they would go back and drop the keys in the furnace after, because...
It's like a ham-fisted attempt to prove that he was in there.
To prove that Dave was in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's a ham-fisted attempt at destroying the evidence.
But again, I say, okay, if you're going to destroy evidence, you've got a whole... Why would you dump the evidence into the same vat as the body instead of the vat of acids that are available?
I mean that, he got murdered somewhere else and someone was trying to dump evidence in there.
Oh.
For whatever reason.
And they happen to find one of the other bodies that they put into that thing?
I don't know. I don't know why they would find bone fragments necessarily. But, I guess you could get to the point where you would be kind of a dummy and be like us and be like, yeah, that's really, really hot and molten, so it's obviously going to melt everything versus the acid. I don't know what it's going to do, so I'll just throw it in that molten stuff and it'll melt everything.
Yeah, maybe they didn't realize.
There's no way this plant will ever shut this thing down for long enough for anybody to pull anything out of it, so it's just going to be lost in there forever.
Yeah, it might have been that whoever it was, if somebody did that, didn't realize that they were actually keeping records of the temperature in the furnace, which kind of makes sense that they would, but didn't realize that it would sort of be this giveaway that they pushed his body in there.
Yeah.
But again, at the same time, if you're disposing of him and you totally want to get rid of the body, then it makes no sense to go back later and throw the keys in there.
No.
No sense at all.
At all, no.
And if you don't really care if the body is found, and the main reason to push it in there was just to eradicate the indications that you had, say, axe murdered him or bludgeoned him to death or strangled him, just whatever evidence.
No fingerprints or DNA are going to survive, right?
Absolutely. So if that was your motive, then again, what purpose does it serve to drop the keys in there?
Well, why wouldn't you just leave them where they are?
Why would you drop them down a sewer drain on your way home?
Maybe it was a ham-fisted attempt by the management to cover up what they thought was,
or a ham-fisted attempt to prove that he did it willingly, and so I'll just toss the keys in where they found him or they think he's at, because that idiot obviously got himself killed, and I don't know.
Lots of ham-fisting in this.
Yeah, I know. It makes no sense to me. But I can only conclude that
rock'em sock'em robots.
Oh God, those things.
With the ham.
But I can only conclude.
Rock'em sock'em ham robots.
Ooh, sorry, I'm sorry. We keep interrupting you. I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think he had 2 sets of keys. So
I think he probably did too.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So murder, maybe not.
Yeah, probably. It doesn't mean he wasn't murdered. I'm just not seeing it. There's no physical evidence, but of course there isn't, because they shoved his body into the furnace. So yeah.
Actually, we keep calling it a ham-fisted cover-up, but actually it was a pretty dang good cover-up.
They did pretty well.
Whatever happened to him...
Whatever evidence might have been there is not there.
It's totally gone.
Yeah. As far as motive, again, leaving aside the whistleblower thing, I can't see a motive there either, and there's no evidence of whistleblowing, so I don't know.
So who knows?
I mean, unless he's got dirt on somebody for something else.
Well, yeah, there could have been something else, or it could have been just one of the security guards was just a serial killer.
Or the mob was involved somehow, and he was going to spill the beans on the mob.
Yeah, I mean, really, seriously, I mean, if you want to think about murder, it could have been just a random serial killer kind of thing. It could have been.
It could have been just a general heat of the moment fight, killing kind of thing. I didn't mean the heat of the moment. Nice pun, I know. But somebody just losing their gourd and beating the holy hell out of him, going, "Oops, he's not breathing. I got to get rid of this.
Better shove him in here. Better shove him into the furnace."
It's the closest place. I don't want to be seen carrying him.
Right.
Yeah.
He's heavy.
Yeah.
I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of him.
Well, also, I don't want to be seen carrying him.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any more theories?
Yeah, one more, which is that Dave was not in the furnace at all. Maybe Dave ran off to join the circus. But there were